Hey guys, welcome back to Origami Twist, and in today's video we're going to be doing the second of the two-part series, how to create a puzzle cube or puzzle cube box. So yesterday we created the tray that the cubes go into, and today we're going to make the cubes. Now you do need to make 6 of these in order to complete the puzzle cube. But I'm going to show you how to do one, and then you just repeat it 5 more times. And for the magic of YouTube, I have pre-scored this, and just like with yesterday's video, I am assuming you know how to do scoring on paper. If you don't and you want me to show you how, let me know and I can make a video about that very easily. Paper trimmers these days have score blades, so it is quite simple. However, if you only have a ruler and a stylus and you're not sure how to do it, let me know. I can give you all of that information. In the meantime, we'll assume that you are already comfortable with scoring, and what you need is a piece of paper that is 7 inches wide by 8.5 inches long. And just like with the base, I've actually designed this specifically so that you could use an A4 paper all the way up to a 12 by 12. Doesn't matter as long as it's cardstock. Okay, so 7 inches by 8.5 inches, and then we'll work on the score lines. So the first thing to look at is that your scoring on one side is going to be different than the other 3 sides. So it'll be different, and then it'll be exactly the same for the other 3. And so what we're going to do is we're first going to score in 2 inches from the side on the short end. So this is the 7-inch width, and we're going 2 inches in. And that's very important. Yesterday's was exactly the same all the way around, so it didn't matter which one. In today's, you're going 2 inches in on the 7-inch side. If you did that on the 8.5 inch side, which is this side, the long way, it won't give you the same result. So 2 inches in, and then the next measurement in is 4 inches in. So you're going to score 4 inches in along that 7-inch side. Then you're going to rotate your paper, and you're going to go in 1/2 inch, and then you're going to go in 2.5 inches. Then you're going to rotate your paper again, and coming in from the right again on the 7-inch side, you're going to come in 1/2 inch and 2.5 inches. And rounding it off, we're now going to come in from this side, and to make it easier to read, I've had it come in from, I've had it come in from the other side. So 1/2, 2.5. Now, feel free to screenshot this if that's helpful. And the reason that I've used inches and not given you the centimeter measurements as well is because the standard photo is 4 inches by 6 inches. So we're going to go inches because we're using a standard photo to make this puzzle cube. So 1/2 inch, 2.5 inch on 3 sides, and 2 inches, 4 inches on one side, as long as it's that short 7-inch side. I'll leave it up for a second so you can screenshot it. Okay. Now, just like with the bottom box yesterday, we are going to have some squares that we're not using. So I'm going to mark up the ones that we will be using once again, and we will remove everything that doesn't have an X in it. So we are using this square, and we're actually going to use all of the big squares down the middle, as well as the skinny square on the side, or skinny rectangle on the side. We're then going to count if we've got that 1/2 inch on the right and the 2-inch strip on the, on the left, and the 2-inch strip on the right. We're going to remove this one and this one. We're going to keep this one, and we're going to keep this one here. And over here on the other side, we're going to keep this one, and we're going to keep the skinny one. Now, there's something a little tricky about this next part, and I didn't have you do score lines because really you just need to trim it down. We need 2 more flaps, but we don't have to use the whole square to create the flap. So I'm going to draw this in, and you can actually draw yours in pencil if you want to, on your own thing, or just know to cut it. Doesn't have to be perfect, but this little rectangle here needs to be about 1/2 inch, could be a little more. I wouldn't go much less. And it's the same thing for all of these. This needs to be about a 1/2 inch, like that. Okay, so we are going to cut this, or we're not going to cut this, sorry, and we are going to get rid of everything that doesn't have an X in it. And so once again, I'm going to cut off all of the excess area, just like I did yesterday, and I'll meet you back here. Okay, there we go. So you do want to cut into the end here so that those are actually tabs. And again, doesn't matter how neat or tidy they are, because these are only flaps that are going to hold the box together. You're not going to see them. Now that your box is cut out and all the tabs are cut, we're going to apply adhesive in strategic spots and then assemble the box. So very similar to what we did with the base, the box base the other day, we're going to fold on the score lines. And in this case, everywhere that you're going to apply adhesive, you're going to be folding away from the adhesive. So if you're putting adhesive on this side of the box, for example, all of the tabs and ends are going to fold away from the adhesive. And again, I'm using double-sided adhesive. If you want to use a glue stick or white glue, you certainly can. Some other sort of adhesive. Just like with the base, if you do use a liquid adhesive, you may want to do one tab at a time, simply because it'll make a mess if you don't. Okay, so if you're using double-sided adhesive, you're going to be putting it at the base of the tabs. For the small side tabs, you're going to be putting it at the base of the tabs for the arm tabs way out here. And for the last tab here on the end of that long piece, we're actually putting the adhesive on the end of it rather than the base of it. And by base, I mean where the tab hits the main squares. Okay, next take all of the paper tape off of your adhesive, or as I said, if you're using liquid, do it one at a time. And we're going to bring the side pieces in one at a time, line them up very neatly with the main areas. And give them a good press to make sure that they actually adhere properly. And this, now you've got what looks like a little box with a pop-up lid, like a jack-in-the-box sort of shape. We're going to push the one that's opposite the main square there towards the middle, like so. And then the two tabs are going to come in on the side. And if you can, press the sides with that end tab so that that actually is close enough to this to actually stick, and make sure it stays. There you go. And then fold that last tab down. Give it a good squeeze, make sure it's all stuck, and there you go. You've got a puzzle cube. Now all you have to do is repeat that 5 more times and you'll have 6 cubes that fit inside your base. Okay, once you've assembled the base and all of the cubes, now for the fun part. We're going to create the puzzle. So you're going to take 4x6 images and cut them at the 2-inch interval. So down the middle and then at the 2 and 4 inch points. Or go into and then into, depending on how you want to cut it. Either way works as long as each one of these ends up as a 2-inch cube. And I've covered a couple of, I haven't done all of them just for the sake of time, but I have covered a couple of them so that you can see the difference between images, so you kind of get an idea of which images to pick. Now, I don't know if you can hear it in the background. There are lorikeets playing in the tree outside, and they are so loud. They're adorable though. I highly recommend Googling rainbow lorikeet. So cute. Alright, so this particular image worked really well because our heads, this is my husband and I on our wedding day, as you can tell. We got married in New Hampshire in the United States. So all the beautiful leaves and everything was perfect day. You'll notice that our faces are sort of in the middle of the square. I highly recommend that because, I'll switch out the puzzle. If your faces, if the image is right in the middle or of one of, well, either right in the middle of the image or right in the middle of the lines, you can kind of tell it cut my husband's head in half. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend picking a photo like this. You kind of want your subject to be in the middle of one of these 6 squares, as you can tell. Whatever you've got is fine, but just keeping that in mind. And as you can see, it makes a puzzle. So obviously it becomes more complicated as you add cubes, but I think this is going to make a great gift for all of your Christmas needs, as long as you have 6 photos of whatever your is of interest to your recipient. I think it'll be really neat. It'll be great with pets. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed this little project. I hope you try it out. Give it as gifts this Christmas season. And if you do make one and want to show me, I would love to see it. Instagram is a good one for me. If you tag me, let's see, either at Origami Twist or hashtag Origami Twist or both. Facebook is fine as well. I'd love to see what you create. All right, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you again on Monday with another video. Have a good one. Bye-bye.